Before we begin, a few brief announcements. First, I just hit 100 subscribers! Woohoo! Actually, it's 102, which is still a good 200 more subscribers than I ever expected. Oh man, honestly, I did not see this coming when I started. A friend of mine suggested, hey, you should try this out, and I was like, okay, and it was fun. But then folks started watching the videos, and I was like, cool! And apparently what I do is as enjoyable for others as much as it is for me, and that makes me so happy. So, to each and every person who watches my videos, subscribed or not, I say thank you! Thank you for the comments, thank you for the ratings, thank you for subscribing. Really, you make this worthwhile and keep me going strong. Lastly, definitely check out the end of the video after the analysis, because I have probably the most special piece of fan art, I'm gonna call it fan art, it's really more than that I've ever received. Oh, and one last thing I just remembered before the final video actually starts. You may be wondering, hey Kevvl, are you doing anything special to commemorate your 100 subscriber milestone? And to that I say, hell yeah, sort of. I've had something planned for quite a while now, and it's still not bloody finished. It's been a real bugger to complete, truly a nightmare. Honestly, I didn't expect to hit 100, so it's not technically a special thing for that, but I can assure you it is definitely worthwhile, and since it's almost done, I guess it's my unofficial special video. When I've got it uploaded, I'll link it in this here annotation, and it'll probably stay up as the main video on my channel for a while. This is easily going to be the hardest and most impressive thing I've ever done. But enough of that, now on to our feature presentation. Hello everyone, Kevvl here once again. One more Maverick and we're finished with X5. And here's another one of the cool ones. Probably one of my favorite Mavericks design-wise, it's Axel the Red. He's not technically a Reploid, at least not anymore. Axel's a mutation. He's what happens when the Sigma virus attacks a casual Reploid and merges it with the nature control unit of a jungle. Because he was considered an extremely serious threat, he was forced to hide in an abandoned military base, and lives out his life as a bandit. In Japan, his name is still pretty cool. It's Spike RoseRed. It probably goes without saying, but he's based after Axl the Rose, lead singer and frontman of Guns N' Roses. His weapon choice is the Twin Dream and the Spike Ball, plus he's got a really neat whip. He has the final piece of the shuttle, the orbital engine. Look at that whip. Because the Capcom dev team just really loves that band, check out the background. We got some handguns and some roses. Go figure, that is just too perfect to be a coincidence. And here, what you want to do is dash either through or kill the fly gunners. Otherwise, you can dash underneath them and deal with the Sigma virus. There aren't enough Sigma virus in this stage to actually hurt you, so pick your poison. Here we have one of the most appropriately named enemies in the series, the Purple Rose. Go figure. And Togoroids. They'll fire those spikes at you if you're slow enough. Usually they're all just there to trip you up. If you're going through the stage for the first time and you don't know what to expect, they will almost always hit you. And here we have some sail gabules. But if you jump it right, you can sail straight by them. I am so fired for that one. There's the last Sigma virus, and more Togoroids. If you see a small bundle of pixels, just like a tiny edge of a spine, you know they're coming. 2 more jumps, and we're on to Axel the Red. With no boss corridor, I might add. Flashy entrance there, Ace. You even flipping your hair petals. What do you want with me? Nothing. I just want the orbiter engine. Are you a thief or something? You can't just take what you want that easily. Go home, kid. Otherwise, I'll call the Maverick Hunter. Yeah, you do that. Do as you wish. Now, tell me where the engine is. I told you, you can't get it so easily. You'll have to fight me for it. If that is the easiest way to persuade you, so be it. Hey, you'd better watch your mouth. I'll do whatever it takes to win. Let the battle begin. It's funny how X is apprehensive when fighting the dinosaur, but perfectly okay with fighting a flower. Oh yes, and Axl the Rose's pattern is always the same in the beginning. He'll fire off his clone, and then a purple spike ball. After that, it's really just dependent on where you jump. The purple spike ball you want to destroy. The green spike balls you want to jump over. And that's basically it in a nutshell. Dash underneath him whenever possible so that you don't get cornered. Otherwise, you'll have no room to dodge the spikes. And that's basically it. When he jumps behind, he's going to start throwing his whip at you, but it's got some pretty pitiful range, so his second phase goes by exceedingly fast. If he jumps to your level, he's going to start cloning himself. Make sure you're safe, and it's basically the same idea. Once he hits down to desperation mode health, he'll fire off his pedal shot, or whatever the heck it's called, and then fire clones that use the whips. Make sure you don't get hit by his jumping, and be very careful to avoid those pedals. You can tell if they're coming from the left or the right, and stay on that side for easiest avoidance. And, because he doesn't actually attack until he's already dead, goodbye, Axel. Unfortunately, X does not get the twin dream from this guy. He can't clone himself. He gets one of my least favorite weapons in the game. Mostly because of its lost potential. X now has the spike ball. It's quite useful, yeah, but it's just so lame compared to what he could get. You could get a rose whip, you could get the twin dream, but nope, he gets the spike ball. Uncharged, it just flies off like a boomerang. It'll bounce around the screen if you charge it up. Just like his purple one did. Up next, we've got outtakes, we've got extras, and the mandatory special extra at the end of the game. Oh yes, and we also have some sort of a cutscene, so let's check that out. We've completed the space shuttle. It's ready to launch anytime. Still, the problem is, who will maneuver it? It's awkward having this kind of problem at the very end. Everything else is taken care of, the shuttle is ready. Let me know once you've dealt with the pilot issue. The space shuttle. Stand by. I trust you, Zero. I'm sorry I couldn't do more for you. Don't mention it. This is my mission. I'm the only pilot left, you know. Zero, I'll do it instead of you. X, you should stay here. Who else will protect the Earth? Don't talk as if you won't be back. I'm sure I'll be back. I won't die on such an easy mission. When I become a maverick, I think that's when I'll have died. Okay, Zero, I'll be waiting for you. You better come back alive. It's about time, Zero. Okay, I'm ready. Ready, Zero? This is our last chance. Blast off! Blast off! Oh, he was only doing it once. Okay, that works. Zero! Be sure to come back safely. Zero! And then a bunch of other zeros, because that's how X does it. Zero! The colony is approaching. Go! I'm sure it'll work this time. You said that last time. Zero will make it out and get okay. We'll make it and get out okay. That is a tongue-twister sentence, I tell you. Zero will make it and get out okay. Locking onto the space colony. Zero! You've switched off your targeting computer. What's wrong? I'll get as close to it as possible, then I'll abandon the shuttle. I saw lots of debris from the colony around here. I'll have to pilot the shuttle around the debris. Otherwise, the shuttle will be destroyed before it crashes into the colony. Zero! I believe you can do it. Thanks, Douglas. It's time to go. I'll cut the communication in 5 seconds and get out of here. Good luck, Zero. Good luck, Zero. 7 seconds to impact. 5, 4, 3, 2, it crashed into the colony! Okay, guys, we gotta see what happened. What could possibly be the end of this exciting game?
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want. How do we know the names? We are the people that can find whatever you may need. If you got the money, honey, we got your disease in the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Once again,
Alright, time to get the capsule for the final piece of the Gaia armor. With the Falcon armor, you can, as usual, pretty much just bypass everything. But here you want to go upwards. And there it is. Tricky maneuvering, but not too bad. And this time, X is looking down on Light. I'll give you another program for your armor. This is an armor prototype that I created a long time ago. I named it Gaia armor. Gaia armor specializes in defensibility. It is very heavy and lacks mobility. You won't be able to use weapons. Still, it will be very useful because you will be able to walk on the damaged area. These mean spikes. With this armor equipped, you'll be able to reach places that you have never been able to before. Use your armor wisely. And thus we get the leg parts, which, aside from slowing us down, allow us to walk on spikes, which is going to be necessary shortly. Be back in a moment. Now that we've got it, let's show off what the Gaia armor can really do. Let's see, we move as slow as a snail, we can hang on walls indefinitely, and we've got almost no range to our shots. The charged shot will stop after about half a screen. The uncharged shot doesn't even go that far. You're also a lot more defensive, so if you take damage, well, aside from Sigma viruses, almost nothing happens, which is a good thing, I guess. Additionally, as a mandatory upgrade, you can walk on spikes. Now, as we've seen before, the Falcon armor is utterly useful for exactly 2 power-ups. 2 heart containers that you can't get without the Gaia armor. And this is what the purple roses can do if they're being really irritating. So yeah, that's the Gaia armor. Oh yes, and did I mention you can't use special weapons? Aside from the Giga attack, which you actually can use. Let's test that out in a moment, eh? Once I get out of this thing. Bloody purple roses. You know what? You're getting crushed to death. That's what I thought. So, anyways, to get the actual heart container, push that V-block that way, push that V-block on top of it, and then come back around and start pushing this V-block a little bit forward. Dash hey! I said dash carefully. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. And we got a heart container. And it plops you right back where these gabules were. So let's test out that Giga attack, eh? Kaboom! That's useful. Ish, I guess. Wonderful! Alright, now to get that super armor I mentioned earlier. Oh yes, one more thing I forgot. The Falcon armor has its own Giga attack. And it is significantly cooler. Alright, now on to that ultimate armor, eh? And we're back for, you guessed it, the ultimate armor. In the 3rd virus stage, that'd be virus stage red, just after that nearly impossible spike jump, drop down and fall through the wall. I never expected you to come here without the armor. But it's very dangerous to go without adequate equipment. To finish this battle, I'll give you the ultimate armor. You can perform the Giga attack unlimited times. But don't get lazy and depend too much on the power of the armor. The end is near. Good luck, X. You can also get the ultimate armor at the start of the game by pressing up twice and then down 9 times. It'll replace the 4th armor. And, because I don't have the the 4th armor on now, I can't get the armor at all here. So, I'll have to come back and show it off. Like before, the ultimate armor gives you the plasma shot, the X4 dash boots, and pretty much just everything else that was in the X4 ultimate armor. However, it's a lot weaker, so I can't fully take my revenge on this thing. What a shame. It actually does less than the plasma shot. Still, it's spammable and it's pretty good on enemies. Ah well, we got some outtakes, so let's check them out. And of course, because this is you can just barely see a bundle of pixels at the top of the pane. Carefully run into the rose, that's a good idea. Die! They don't quite come out of nowhere, but the purple rose that wasn't moving did. Those have some annoying hitboxes, I tell ya. Is it even possible to get that thing without getting hurt? No, it's not. That's stupid. Okay, that was horrible jumping. And some purple roses, which I managed to get hit by. Wonderful. And that was just too short of a jump, because they will launch those little thorns at you. His 2 spike ball attacks, you can either jump over or walk into. Because that's what I just did. I just walked into that one. That's kind of sad. The other one, yeah, just jump over it. It'll stop right behind you. And that was not good. Is he in his second phase already? Yes, he is. That caught me the hell off guard. Another issue comes up if you don't know if he's firing off a purple or whoa, yeah, there's transitioning. See? I was not in position. Therefore, I died. And here we have Leapfrog with some roses. After this, he'll go to one side. Or not. Not yet, maybe. Oh, blast it. He keeps spamming this attack. He's not supposed to do it twice. He's never done it twice before. Huh. I'm gonna have to get used to that. Once he's down to phase 3, he can fire petals at you for whatever reason. He'll jump, get into position, and you'll have to not jump too high and not hit the petal. Blast it all! That would have been it, too. He's just about dead. See? There you go. Difficulty-wise, this level was a heck of a lot easier than I expected. Mostly on account of it's so darn short. I give Axel the Red a 3 out of 10. The stage is nothing. Almost all of the obstacles can be bypassed, and if they can't, you can destroy him no problem. After that, the only issue is Axel himself. That's where the extra 2 points come in. His spike ball can catch you off guard pretty easily. I have a tendency to jump when I should be shooting and shoot when I should be jumping. When he transitions from phase 1 to 2, that's the worst, because it's instantaneous and kinda hard to dodge his copy if you aren't ready for it. And then phase 3 comes up and all he does is fire rose petals at you. And that's not too bad at all. Axel is darn pretty, but he's all flash and no slash. Now, stay tuned, because up next we've got something quite special. Okay, everything I said a few videos ago about if I ever had an original character, it would look like this. I was lying. It would look like this. I got this piece of fan art in anticipatory celebration of that 100 subscriber milestone from my girlfriend, because when you hit 95, it's pretty much inevitable. She asked me to refer to her as Qynat for the purposes of this. You can check her Deviantart down below in the description, because this tiny YouTube window simply does not give this drawing justice. When I got this, I just kinda stared at it with a huge grin on my face for about half an hour, basking in the awesome that is this picture. Painted in beautiful green, we've got dual-wielding Kevvl with beam lights, a stylized forehead K, an awesome black Speedo armor thing, whatever the heck those are called, I honestly don't know. Really neat gloves and boots. Not to mention long, flowing hair, which I until recently sported, and a devilish grin. All made significantly more awesome by the addition of a freaking scouter! Cause you know, I do analyze the power levels of my opponents. The coolest thing is, my girlfriend's not a huge Mega Man fan. I got her to play Mega Man 2 sometime last year, but that's about as far as we got. As a result, the style here isn't an imitation of any Mega Man art. It's completely new. Reminds me a bit of Legends, the X series, with a bit of Niege from Mega Man Zero thrown in. But at this point, I'm just rambling, so thank you so much, Qynat. You make me the happiest guy within a 497-mile radius, give or take. And with that, I'm signing off. So, until next time, ciao.